keep pushing each other like this, we keep loving each other like this, we keep going out and battling like this, I promise you, bro. I promise you, bro. It's the top and we ain't stopping. Yes, sir. And we ain't stopping. Yes, sir. Family on me. Judge on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. All these sacks, the QB scared of dropping back. Get 'em in, go attack. From the kick off to the final snap. We up peak, we in the city. TIA turned up, baby, tune in with me. UCF Jag, the real blood. All you need to know right here, I'm talking real loud update. Start Adam, Chef, Kenny Jakes. Till it really on point, no pump face. PCs to the house, new beat, drop it now. YouTube for my J news, then my go-to, never take down. Sports Center got nothing on it. Doubt my squad, put something on it. Tell her AC how we run it. Get the ring fitted, cause we coming forward. Strip, sack, touchdown. I better run now. It's 4 down, go punt now. Cut through Duval, get stunned down. Yeah. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go.
Caught, touchdown. DJ Chark, the over-the-shoulder grab.
Mike Leach basically said, hey, you want to lead the country in passing? Minshew, deep ball, separation, DJ Chark. Chark with a stiff arm on board, and Chark is still going.
Here's J.J. Watt. Minshew down the sideline.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. I want to give a quick shout out to the person who actually made that song for me. His name is Percy. I should have dropped his, I was a little bit last minute in getting everything for this stream kind of ready. I should have dropped his IG link. Let me see if I can find it real quick. No, I can't find it right now, but it's pretty dope. I hope you guys all really enjoyed it. I'll drop it after the stream, and I'll give him kudos kind of in the chat. But hey, thanks everyone for being here. Charlie Boy was the first one here, man. Shout out to Charlie Boy, Tyler Hopkins, Mike Brown. We got Southside Jaguar that just became a member of the channel. Pride of UCF Jaguar level, man. Hey, I appreciate that so much. Thanks so much for joining. We also got Guala K, I think it is. I know K-U-E is K in Spanish, but it looks like Guala Q in English. So shout out to him, man. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks everyone for being here, man. We are here. We are 2 days away from the NFL draft, and it's waiting season now, man. I mean, it is, we're at that point where draft talk it just dies, man. I'm tired of hearing analysis. I'm almost tired of talking about it. So that's why I opened up this show today. It's the call-in show. So this is the time where you guys are actually going to be able to come in and we get to hear your thoughts. You guys have been hiding your thoughts in for the longest time about what you guys want to do. You guys have been hitting my comments and stuff like that. But now's the time where you guys will actually be able to, call in and kind of air what you guys think about the draft. So I'm going to be doing that. After about probably 15 minutes, I kind of wanted to talk first. I do want to promote a couple of things. So I'm going to do the call-in show. It's going to be about an hour and a half long. And then after the call-in show, I'm going to actually do a members-only live stream. So in the members-only live streams, I actually allow members to kind of come in. They can webcam up. They can kind of show up in the... and we can all just talk, man. It's kind of like a round table talk. So that's going to be members only. I do want to give a quick shout out to all the members real quick. Shout out to everybody in the Cubs and Big Cat level. Thanks for all you guys do. I know we got a couple of new kind of people in here. And Percy is actually in here. So, hey, Percy, I'm going to make you a moderator real quick. And Percy, if you want to drop the link to your Instagram down below, definitely be sure to do that if you like. Shout out to him for the song, man. It was really sick. He's actually he's actually a big Jaguar fan himself, so that's sweet. So shout out to all the Cubs and Big Cats, and also shout out to everybody in the Pride of UCF Jaguar. one thing, in case you guys don't know, I'm giving away 2 Trevor Lawrence jerseys after the draft, I guess, whenever they become available. 1 to only members and 1 to just a general subscriber. So shout out to them. And I want to give a quick shout out to all the 12-month members. I know this edit was very, very quick. I was very last minute with this, but we got 9 people who have been members for over 12 months, and they now have the blue UCF Jaguar badge, which is pretty sweet. And this is a cumulative thing. So I know some people, like if you were, say, a member for 6 months, took a break for a month and came back for the last 5 months, you have 11 months total, so it does kind of combine. So yeah, shout out to all you guys, man. Appreciate all you guys do. You guys are really able to kind of make me be able to really do this like jersey giveaway, and also you guys are a big reason why I have this microphone and, you know, this new camera and just this whole setup, man. You guys really help make it possible. And we got another new member. Shout out to Brett James, man. Shout out to Brett James. Also, Brett is going to be actually going to the actual Jaguars draft party. So definitely, hey, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if, yeah, I'm going to add you as a moderator. Brett, if you want to, go ahead and drop your YouTube channel link down below. And, you know, he's actually going to be coming out with like a vlog while he's at the actual draft party. So go drop that down below, man. We'll all be checking in for that. You'll be there. I won't be able to provide that kind of content, but you'll be able to be there. I'll be at home live streaming with Jet Central. But man, guys, we're 2 days away. I don't know. I hope you guys are all excited as I am for the draft, man. We are almost here. 2 freaking days away. You know, we are almost here. And there's David Bryan. He's got the new blue UCF Jaguar head. The UCF Jaguar heads, I have them different colors. They basically determine like how long you've been a member for. So that's awesome, man. But yeah, guys, we are, like I said, man, we're almost here. I'm beyond excited. I can't wait till I can't wait till the draft. So C Breacher, shout out to you, man. Shout out to David Bryan. Charlie Boy said this is like the calm before the storm in a good way. You know what's funny about the draft, man? It's crazy because we all get so excited for the draft and we like can't wait for it to come here. And then like all of a sudden it's here and it goes by and we had this awesome rush for a week or two about it all. And then all of a sudden NFL news dies. Nothing goes on in the NFL in May and June. And then like the first half of July. Then training camp kind of starts, but we still don't get that much content. We'll see if preseason happens in August. I would think that maybe not. If it does, then maybe like a game. I don't know, but I would think they, you know, we'll see. I would think that, you know, it's the you know, lightest. We'll see. You know, you'll think that they'll give the least amount of games possible. Shout out to Mike Brown. What is up, my man? Brett James with the Duval. Yeah, Percy Mack just dropped his Instagram down below. Yeah, man, thanks so much for the song. I'm sorry it took so long for me to play it. I just, man, you know, it's hard because when you look at my schedule, man, I get up at 5:45 in the morning to go to the gym. I go to work. I usually get back from work at, you know, 6, 7 o'clock. Then I eat. Then I have to prepare for this stuff. So, you know, essentially it's 8 o'clock right now. I'm going to do this live stream, and then after the live stream, I'm pretty much going to bed, prepare for the next day. So it's all hard, man. It's all hard. Cameron says, I can't call him because I'm working, but do you think the Jags should take ETN at 25 or hope he falls at 33 or 45? Seems like he's gaining popularity. You know, it's so hard, man. It's because like when you're drafting in that range, like it's very easy to top 15 players. You can pretty much pick who's going in the top 15, but then once you get like outside the top 20, I mean, from 20 to 50, you can take those and pretty much jumble them up. I mean, I've seen Rondale Moore predicted mock to the Jaguars at pick number 25, but I've also seen him dropping to 45. It's the same thing with ETN, and running backs are even trickier, man, because running backs is like, how much do they value these running backs? 25 might be a little bit early just because I don't personally believe that ETN is a 3-down back, which, you know, for the Jaguars, we don't need him as a 3-down back. Najee Harris will probably go before him because I think he is, you know, a 3-down back, a 20 carries a game back. But ETN fits our offense really well just because, we'll be able to use him on third down. He's got a different skill set than James Robinson. He's able to come in on passing downs. And honestly, I think he can play out of the backfield, and I think he can play over in the slot as well. So there is just, there's a lot of real opportunity for that. So it's going to be awesome, man. But I'm at the point, man, where I am just so excited we're getting Trevor Lawrence. And just the fact that we're getting Trevor Lawrence. After pick number 1, we've won the draft. We've got, the day Trevor Lawrence is drafted, is he the second best Jaguar in franchise history? At this point, I would probably think so, man. I would probably think so. Sea Breacher says, Tony. Yeah, Tony's another guy. I put Tony on the thumbnail. I would not be mad with him. I really think the Jaguars are going to do a lot of offense the more I think about it. And shout out to Zach Lyon for joining the Cub level. Shout out to you, man. Go drop your Duval emojis, and you just got a little bit better chance to maybe win a Trevor Lawrence jersey. So shout out to you, my man. And while you guys are here, 116 people, drop your likes if you guys can, man. Let's see if we can get this thing bumping. But man, we are... And this is a lot of fun, I think, because right now, I'm at the point where I can't really, it's hard for me to listen to analysts and stuff like that. And oh my God, the Jaguars website is kind of boring right now with the kind of content they're putting out. But one thing I love fan talk. One thing I'm doing a lot is I'm going to other YouTubers that are fans of the team, and I'm kind of listening to them, watching them, kind of seeing what they had to say kind of about their team. Today I watched a couple 49ers YouTubers, like this one guy, JD Hawk Hater, just to hear, because man, if you guys think our pre-draft anticipation is not bad, imagine being a 49ers fan right now, where it's it seems like, they're either going to pick Justin Fields, Mac Jones, or Trey Lance. And it seems like it's split 33%, 33%, 33%. There's things being said all over the place. Oh my God, I would just be knocking myself in the head if I were a 49ers fan right now. I mean, that pre-draft anticipation has to be just horrible. Just horrible. I know everyone's saying rest in peace to Gino Hayes. Yeah, rest in peace, man. And I have a little bit of history with Geno Smith. If you see those things, I actually painted an old school Gino Hayes, an old school Seminole logo for Gino Hayes. You guys can kind of check that out on my Twitter account. I kind of put out something like that. It's RIP, man. It's he had a really bad drinking problem, honestly. He was, drinking at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you know what I mean? It's, his liver complications, and, unfortunately just the alcoholism just kind of caught up with him, man. And if you're anybody that's dealing with any kind of addiction that's just killing your body, man, definitely go out and seek help. Whatever I can do to help you out, I mean, I'll always be there for you guys. You guys will always have a friend in me. I'm not qualified to be any kind of psychologist or addiction expert or anything like that, but if you guys ever need a friend to talk to, man, I'm right here for you guys. And the Jaguars community also has you, man. But anyways, Philip says, I can't listen to National Draft Talk, bro. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But I think this is a lot, honestly, if I were you guys' positions, I'd probably be watching me too, because it's a lot of fun. Eddie says, I quit stuff. Best decision of my life. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's definitely tough. I haven't, really in my life, I haven't dealt with that much crazy addictions. I mean, I was probably at one point, probably smoked a little bit too much weed than I should have, but I don't smoke it anymore. But other than that, man, I really haven't had any kind of alcohol addiction or anything like that. But, I know a lot of people that have, and it's not fun, man. It's not fun. It's not a great situation to be in. But hey, we'll not talk about that. We'll not talk about addiction, hard stuff. We're 2 days away from the NFL draft. In 48 hours, draft starts at 8 o'clock on Thursday. It's 8:17. 48 hours from now, Trevor Lawrence is probably already picked. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Zach says, T-Law, most definitely the best draft pick ever. Yeah, and it's And it's so funny. The Jaguars have never had a quarterback, never been able to draft right, and finally one's just being handed to us. It's like, here, you won't even have to think. Just give it to us. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Jay, I do not do weed anymore. I know a lot of people think that my eyes are always like this and I do it, but I don't, man. I don't. Zach says, how do I do the Duval and teal squares? Honestly, I don't know. I don't have member privileges, but I'm sure there's somewhere where down below maybe a moderator can help you. Not a moderator, but a member can help you. But it's pretty cool, man. The Duval emojis. I love seeing them. It pumps me up. Drop your Duval emojis if you guys can. Guale says, how does everyone feel about Kenneth Gainwell if we can get him late? I don't know too much about him, honestly. Phil says, hey, Dalton, I'm stoked for this draft. I think we should select Trevor Lawrence as our #1 overall pick. That's a hot take, but I have to agree with you, man. Hey, there you go, Zach. You figured it out. I love it. Eddie says, being honest, I'm going to cry when Trevor gets announced, dude. I agree with you, man. I'm going to be so hype. Jay says, that's why I said I'm messing with you. Oh, okay. I got you. There you go, Brandon. I love it. All right, so let me see if I can get this call-in show up and set up. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to put us on a momentary BRB screen, and give me a minute real quick. Give me a minute to figure this out, and then we'll get some calls in here. It didn't work the last time, so hopefully it does it this time. So be right back. All right, we are back. Couple quick shout outs, man. It looks like we got some couple new members. Shout out to Buddy Thomley for joining the Big Cat level, and also James Swan for joining the Cub level as well. Thank you guys so much for joining, man. You guys can drop your Duval emojis as well. So let's see. It looks like I think I have everything set up, so I'm going to unveil this number. I'm going to pray I don't have technical difficulties with this. But yeah, the lines are open, it looks like. So go ahead and call in if you so wish. What's it called? We got it's Reese. What is up, my man? Yeah, I was just promoting, man. You just got here. 12-month members, man. You are a part of the crew. You got the blue helmet. Awesome stuff, man. All right, so we got a couple of callers on the line. Let's let them in. 616, what's up? Control H. Okay. I can't hear them. I can't hear them right now either right now, but guys, I'm gonna call your car's extended. Yeah, okay, George. Why is the audio not working? I can't figure that out. Let's see. Hey, Steven, are you there? Move next caller. I'm not sure why all of a sudden my thing stopped working. Let's see. I have no idea. Yeah, I can't hear them either, by the way, guys. Oh, really? You guys actually heard? I can't hear him. Why can't I hear? I don't understand. Okay, I got another. Can you guys? Okay, I'm allowing Lucas in here. Can you guys? Hey, Lucas, can you talk? I don't know if you guys can hear him at all because I can't hear anything on my end. Let's see. Okay, let me do something real quick, guys. I'm sorry for the. I can hear you through the phone, but not the show. I just hear you. Nothing. Nope. Hello, can you hear me now? Yeah, I have no idea what happened to this call-in studio. Yeah, there's I have looks like 36 people are trying to call in right now, but I have 3 people in the queue. I'm currently talking to someone named Lucas, but I cannot. I don't know what happened to this. Mute. Unmute. I'm gonna put the BRB screen back up real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna see if this works real quick. Let's bring in. Looks 466. Are you there?
Hello?
Oh my God, I actually got it working.
Yep.
What is up, man? What's happening?
Not much. I'm happy to be on your show.
Hey, I'm even more happy because it means I got my software working. So what's happening, man? What you want to talk about?
And if you want to talk about who we plan on drafting at 25, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, man. Just I've kind of thrown out some of the things that I said. This is a caller show today, so let me know who you think you want to get or who you think we will get.
I mean, a lot of people think Trayvon Mulrig. I mean, I think he's a pretty good safety for what we need, but I've also heard other people say we could pick up Rondale Moore or a tight end. It's just interesting to hear what other people think about it. And I personally think we pick up a safety. It's something we definitely need.
Yeah.
But anybody we pick up that is a position of need, I would be happy with.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few things I'm going to be pissed off about that we get there. Like, I'm not. We definitely need safety, so I wouldn't be that mad if we did it. I wouldn't be jumping for joy or anything. But at the end of the day, we have a lot of holes. And honestly, these guys put in so much work. I'm going to trust these guys until they pretty much prove to me that I really can't trust them. So it's going to be exciting, man. I really can't wait.
And, one thing I definitely want to say is this Jacksonville fan base needs patience with Urban Meyer. It's going to be his first year in a whole new league. College is a whole lot different from the NFL, and I think our fan base just needs patience.
Yeah. I think, honestly, man, we've been going through so much crap the last 10 years. I think this year is definitely some patience. Definitely. I mean, we got to kind of wait and see what we kind of got. But, man, I think in 2022, our expectations should be winning the division. And if we can win the division, then from there you're in the playoffs. Then it's all about, okay, let's see if we can win this Super Bowl. But one step at a time. I mean, if we go 8-8 this year, or 8-9 or whatever it is nowadays, like, that's honestly a huge improvement from being 1-15 and the worst team in the NFL.
And, this upcoming year, I think the worst team in the NFL might actually be in our own division with the Texans, because they obviously, with losing DeAndre Hopkins the year before and now losing J.J. Watt, who most of the time wasn't healthy, but when he was in, he was a person to be reckoned with there. But I think they might be the worst team this year. So I think that's 2 wins. It's not guaranteed because it's a divisional game, but I think that's a guaranteed 2 wins for us.
Dude, I put on Twitter today.
I have no idea about.
I put on Twitter today that the Jaguars have 5 draft picks before the Texans are slated to draft their first player. 5 draft picks. 5 players that the Jaguars will draft before the Texans even get up to the batter's box and be able to, get a pick. It's crazy how horrible they've managed their roster and their draft capital.
And but who knows if they end up trading Deshaun Watson, depending on how these allegations turn out to be true or not, it could be different within the next 2 days. Who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy with the Deshaun Watson stuff. Like, I'm just not even touching it because I don't, it's weird because, if it's 1 or 2 people, it's like, okay, these people just want to get money. But then if it's like 7 or 8, then it's like, okay, maybe there's something there. But then now there's like 40 plus. It's like, how many massage people are there in the world nowadays, man? I don't know. It's all weird to me. I haven't been following the case at all just because these kind of things really don't interest me a lot. I haven't heard a lot of news come out lately, but I mean, regardless, they're in a really, really tough spot, man.
And I think at this point, besides focusing on our own division, I think we should just mainly focus on ourselves, just try and get through the next 2 days, obviously, and then just wait until the season starts and see how we do then. And even if we don't win a lot of games, it's just interesting to see how Urban Meyer plays our players and see if they've improved since last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I really can't wait. But, hey, man, I appreciate you for calling in, man. I'm going to get to the next caller, but hopefully some awesome things happen really this weekend, man. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, see you.
See ya. All right. First caller in here. I actually got the software to work. How about that, man? How about that? So we'll go ahead and go into our next caller. It looks like we got Peter Brian Duval in here. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? It's David Bryan.
Hey, David Bryan. It says Peter on here.
That's weird.
All right, David. So what are you feeling right now, man? What are you feeling?
Well, the Trevor train is getting closer to Jacksonville, no doubt. I'm looking forward to, hearing the first pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you hear that name, fans are going to go wild. So I'll be looking forward to it.
It just sucks that he won't be at the draft. It just sucks that he won't be at the draft because I want to see him go up to the podium, hold the jersey. It just seems so much more real from there. But he's going to be at home. At least what I'm happy about though is the fact that the draft is on location this year instead of like the virtual thing from last year, because that wasn't really exciting at all.
Yeah. The biggest thing is a lot of people are going to question, who is Trevor Lawrence? Who is this guy? I mean, he's got all the mechanics. He's capable to to help the Jaguars organization, and he's gonna show these teams who he is. And I'm hoping that during his first season that he's going to be able to have a spectacular season. Pretty much mentioning our pick, for our first round, of course, as you know, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence, no doubt. But the question mark is who's going to be our 25th pick? I don't know for sure, but a lot of questions on that was that they were saying there is a possibility it's going to be Trayvon Mulrig from TCU, the safety. Well, there was also questions that we might pick up a running back, guy by the name of Travis Etienne, who's a running back from Clemson. That's a big question mark. Because we got plenty of running backs right now. I mean, you got three good players, and of course Carlos Hyde, question mark. I call that a question mark guy. He's not the type of guy I'd really be interested in seeing him back, but it's a big question mark. We don't know for sure how this decision is going to be made on who's going to be the 25th pick, but pretty much my numbers are pretty much in favor of Trayvon Mulrig. So
yeah. And it's so hard to predict number 25 because we could go offensive line, we could go wide receiver, we can go tight end, we can go running back ETN. I wouldn't be mad about ETN. I know you say running back's questionable, but he has a different skill set than James Robinson, and we'd be able to use him in a lot of different ways. And Urban Meyer definitely likes to get creative with his offense, so I wouldn't be all that mad about it. Even though I think he would, based on the type of running back he is, I think he'd be there in the second round. But yeah, I mean, Merrick too. I don't know. Merrick's a really popular he's probably the most popular out there. So I don't know. Like, if we get Merrick, I'm not mad about it, but I really think there's going to be a lot of offense drafted. I think at least 3 of our first 4-round picks are going to be offense.
Yeah, that's what I projected as well. I mean, I know we're going to probably, Trumbull, or it's going to be Freiermuth from Penn State. Freiermuth is pretty much my bid right there, hoping that he'll get tagged for the Jaguars. So
yeah, we'll see, man. I'm definitely, Merrick. I mean, we need safety, but man, we did so much defensive free agency. We haven't drafted offense in the first round since 2017. I'm like, I don't mind if we have a couple of coverage busts. I'd rather have a couple coverage busts. I'd rather have a couple of big time wide receiver touchdowns and trade that off with a couple of coverage busts. But I think we should see what we have out of Daniel Thomas, and next year maybe we can make a move at safety.
Absolutely, and I mentioned in my past times, and I've talked with you before. Jaguars are going to make the playoffs in the first season. I'm still keeping that prediction. We may have maybe a 6-11 record, but I still think we might make the playoffs. So.
Yeah, I honestly, sky's the limit this year, and I say we have a chance of making the playoffs this year just because the division isn't all that scary. I mean, the Colts, I think, had the most complete roster, but what are they going to have at quarterback, man? Like, the last couple of years, Carson Wentz has been horrible, just horrible. So what are we going to get out of him? Deshaun Watson probably not going to play. Tennessee Titans, they're playing with a very scary formula to win with kind of getting behind a running back, and their defense isn't even all that good. And they've only gotten worse from a roster standpoint this season. So, and we don't have a Bills in our division. We don't have a Kansas City Chiefs. So it's like, we might even be able to squeak into the playoffs with a record of like 9-8 and win the division just because the division isn't all that great.
Yeah, hopefully, there's a possible chance that we might see Saxonville 2.0 show up.
Yeah.
So maybe this could be a big advantage for the Jaguars. I mean, we've lined up with a lot of defensive players. I know we still need a couple more good players and all, especially we got a good secondary now. But it's, the question mark is how are the Jaguars defense going to hold up, and can our offensive line, protect, who's going to be our quarterback. So, it's more to come. That's all I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right, David, I appreciate you for calling in, man. You're officially at a 1-year marker of your membership, man. You got the blue helmet, man. I appreciate all your support, my man.
Absolutely. Thank you. And just a quick short message for all people out there. 717, I'm history. I will be back in the 904. I will be back home starting next week. So I'll be rooting for the Jaguars in a closer area.
Not only is Trevor Lawrence coming to Jacksonville, we got David Bryan coming back. Let's go.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, UCF. I appreciate it. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you more, man.
Absolutely, man. All right. Shout out to David Bryan. I want to give a quick shout out to a new member that joined the channel, Derek Osborne. Big shout out to you, man. In case you guys weren't here earlier, man, I am going live after this call-in show. I'm doing a members-only live stream, so you guys actually get a chance to kind of come in and really join a round table with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. And once again, shout out to all the new 12-month membership people with the blue helmets, man. Appreciate all you guys do. You guys have a little bit better chance to win a Trevor Lawrence jersey. So thanks to all you guys for making that possible. So next up, we'll get to the next caller. It looks like we have Lucas on the line. What's up, Lucas?
Hey, man. I'll be quick. No one expected the Texans to be so bad this year. And so when Miami had their pick, no one could have expected that they would have the number 3 overall pick and be able to trade that for 3 first-round picks. That's why I think we should trade one of our second-round picks for a team's first-rounder next year, just to play that lottery, because we could flip that pick to 3 more, just get the value out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be an interesting proposition. It's easier if you want to trade a 7th-round pick for a 6th-round pick and stuff like that. But this year it'd be like, for that straight up, like you'd have to probably, the only teams that might accept it are a team like the Chiefs or, a team that knows they're going to be, like the Packers, a team that really thinks they're going to be in the top 4. Because, if you were to go out there and trade with
Houston thought they were going to be a good team. That's why they traded the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. But they also traded, they did a player within the trade. It's a lot easier to give up what was at the time a top 5 left tackle and Laramie Tunsil, for a couple first-round picks than it would be to do a complete wild card of a 2nd-round pick and kind of turn that into a first-round pick. It's a little bit more difficult, and especially this season with it being such an uncertain offseason where you're not allowed to do medicals. There was no pro day. I mean, I think there's a chance that you might see some more teams like basically trading away picks this year to get a pick next year. But I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't know if I think it'd be easier to turn a 3rd into a 2nd than a 2nd into a 1st, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but also we have the pick that everyone after the first round, they're going to spend, the night looking at their board. Oh, we have to have this guy. They're going to feel that sense of urgency. They'll have time to sit on it and think about it. The most valuable pick in the 2nd round.
That's true. I
anyway,
mean, we could.
Appreciate it.
I haven't heard that one yet, but that's definitely cool. But it's a cool thought to put in here, man. I appreciate the thought. I wonder if we see anything crazy like that this year. But yeah, big shout out to him, man. That's an interesting proposition. I don't know if I think maybe if you did a pick number 33 and 45, maybe you can turn that into a first next year. But man, these teams value first round picks, so I don't know. But it's I like the outside of the box thinking. I definitely do. All right, we'll get to the next caller. I think we got Eddie Clutch in the building. What's up, Eddie?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great, man. 2 days, man. Can't wait.
2 more days, man. It can't go by any quicker, man. I want to go to sleep tonight and wake up Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, last week, I actually was watching. I don't know if you watched the South Park episode where Cartman freezes himself. I literally said that needs to be me because I just can't wait any longer. You know.
Yeah, Cartman freezes himself to get the new Wii, right?
The Wii, yeah, it was the Wii, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Every night at midnight, every night at midnight, I'm in the Flick chat. I'm always putting 3 days away till Trevor, and then now everyone at midnight is trying to mess with me and do it before I do it. But it's pretty cool that in 2 days we're gonna get our future quarterback.
Oh, dude,
great.
It's so exciting, man. I just can't wait to get Trevor over here and start and see him in a Jaguars hat and just talking Jaguars, man. It seems like he's been a Jaguar for so long, it's just been so unofficial.
Yeah, definitely. And then this week I did say I was going to go to Cleveland, but of course when Trevor said he wasn't going, I said, you know what's the point? So I'm going to a bar where there's going to be a lot of Jets fans there. So it's going to be good to wear the Jaguars Trevor jersey and troll them a little bit, but
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, Jets fans are
but
fun to troll,
I
man.
think it is. My mother's a Jets fan, so it's great. But I also wanted to add in that I think next season, I know you were talking earlier about we could sneak in to the playoffs. Sorry about that. Sea Breacher's trying to call me to mess up my call, but I think we could be sort of like a 2018 Baltimore Ravens type thing where, you sneak into the playoffs as, with a rookie quarterback and, shock some people, but, you lose the first round, but you're still happy that, you flipped your season around from basically nothing to something. And I think Trevor can do that for us, as well as, some core guys we can get in this draft, some offensive linemen, some, I really do want a strong safety in this draft. I do like Morig, or the guy from TCU, a lot. I just think that his IQ, his game is just so good and be so good for our secondary, with Henderson and all those other guys up there. And it's just, it's so fun just to try to piece together, who we could put in, because there's a lot of holes we still need to fill and a lot of holes that won't be filled, but we can fill in the future. So that's why I love having all these draft picks, of course, Yeah,
it's interesting when I read mock drafts because really, like, as long as they don't have us drafting like cornerback, I pretty much look at it, I'm like, yeah, I would do that. Like, this is really, there's so many holes on the roster and so many different ways that we can go. At this point, it doesn't seem like there's really any super wrong answer on what to do.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's just, all these different mock drafts has us going different routes. I see some mock drafts, they'll have us at, 25 going with, a wide receiver or an offensive lineman or an edge rusher or a safety. It's just so many options where, there's so much depth in this draft. If it's, the best safeties available right then and there, go after the safety. If the best wide receiver is still available, go after him. But then you go later down, it's like you fill those needs, I think by maybe the third or maybe after our 2/4, we could start doing, best available, because there's so much we still need to get filled. We can go, it's just now figuring out what the order we're going to go through. Are we going to go edge first, then safety, then offensive lineman, then wide receiver, then backup running back? Or are we going to do a different order, Because at the end of the day, it's like you can't go wrong at any of them. But it's just who is going to be the best player available out of those positions where they could help us win football games.
I really think the quickest route to the playoffs is really making sure the offense is great. Just because you saw last year, the best Tennessee had a trash defense. Their defense was trash, but they got in because they were putting up over 30 points a game. Like, why can't we follow the same exact formula? I don't know. I want to go offense. And I think, I mean, they didn't do anything on offense this offseason. They signed Marvin Jones to a 2-year deal. They didn't get any offensive linemen. They got a blocking tight end. They got a backup quarterback. They got Carlos Hyde. Like, we did nothing, man. It's time to show some love to the offense, in my opinion, man.
Definitely. And that's why I want to get Pat Fryermuth. I think he's going to be there maybe 33. If we want to play it safe, go 33. If not, hopefully he's there at, 44, 45. And because I was talking to one of my friends, he's a Panthers fan. He really wants Fryermuth there in Carolina. So if, they want him, who else wants him? So, just play it safe with Fryermuth at maybe 33. And then, like I said, offense will be good for us in the long run. Like I said, Indianapolis, it's a flip of a coin with Indianapolis, really, depending on Wentz. If he plays at his MVP level, Indianapolis will be great. If not, they're going to be terrible. Houston, we all know what's going on down there. And then Tennessee, like I said, once teams start to figure out, Derrick Henry, then I think the offense is going to be bad because they're going to rely on Tannehill. They lost A.J. Brown. And I don't think Tannehill can perform, by throwing the football. He's getting paid to basically hand it off to Henry. You look at Baltimore, they figured out Lamar Jackson, and that's why they weren't as good as they were the year before. So I think Jacksonville has a good chance of making the playoffs. Not the best, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make it.
Yeah, and I go into every season, even last season, I'm just like, all right, let's go win, man. I'm a pull for this team to win, and until they prove otherwise, then that'll happen. And this year was it was really exciting with beating the Colts, then almost beating the Titans, but then it slowed down a little bit when we just got torched by Miami, and then we just saw just a pathetic performance. And it was like, all right, I'm jumping on team train. Who's with me? Choo choo.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That was me. I was like, you know what? I was all for the tank. You know about that. I was all for the tank, and then I was like, wait, we won? Maybe we can win. And then it's like, okay, let's go with the Jets. Let's have them win, and then it's back to rooting for the Jaguars to win again. It's great.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be on this ride with you and all of Duval Nation.
Absolutely, man. But hey, man, I appreciate you for calling in. I'm gonna get to the next caller.
Yeah,
but
definitely, man.
Yeah, man. Let's have an exciting Thursday night, man. I'm very pumped.
Definitely, man. Much love, man. Talk to you.
Shout out to Eddie, and also we got a couple shots to give out, man. Shout out to Jeremy Swain for joining the Cub level, man. Thanks so much for becoming a member. You got your Duval emojis. Shout out to you, my man. And David Bryan with the $10 donation says Trevor Train and Saxonville 2.0 coming soon. Are you ready? I am. Hell yeah. I'm so pumped, man. It's guys, I've said it so many times, draft day is my favorite day of the year. And we're 2 days away, man. We're 2 days away from a football junkies version of Christmas. It's so awesome. And by the way, guys, it's hard to get in here. Right now, it's said that I've had 126 total people try to call in. I can only have 3 people on hold at a time. So to get in, you had to like really squeeze it in. So I'm sorry. I wish I could talk to all 126 of you. But it's a little bit hard, man. And Jaguars United is in the building. What is up, my man? He says 904 area code. Yeah, I spent a little bit extra cashola on the call-in studio to be able to pick my area code. I chose 904 because that's the Duval area code, and I'm basically Duval. My cell phone's a 904 number too, so I'm Duval except for my physical location right now. But let's get to the next caller. Hey, 254, who's this?
Hey, this is Paul.
Hey, what's going on, Paul?
Hey, I just wanted to ask, what would you grade our last draft of 2000, was it 19, where we drafted Henderson and Chason and LaVisca? Like, if you were to look back, what would you grade it?
Yeah, that one was the 2020 NFL draft. So let me look it up real quick. Jaguars draft. I just want to make sure I have all the players in front of me. So the Jaguars, right when this ad plays. So Jaguars basically C.J. Henderson, Kelvon Chason, LaVisca Chenault, Devon Hamilton. So when I look at it, you want to make sure you look at really the first 3 to 4 rounds of picks. CJ Henderson, I would say that's a hit, but right now I think it's still an unknown just because, there's been some questions about how much he really loves the game. And, he got injured last year. I think he has the goods, but we'll have to wait on him. Kayvon Chason put on at the end, so I think that's another incomplete. I think Laviska Shenault, I think that was a hit. I think defensive tackle Devon Hamilton, I think that was a hit. And then you also look Ben Barch. We don't know about him. But then later you get into rounds 4, 5, 6, 7. So when I look at this right now, I would say C+ to B-. I think right now we have incomplete grades on CJ Henderson and Kayvon Chason. So we have to kind of see really how they develop. But when I look at it, man, it's not a too bad of a class, especially we got some good guys in round 5, Daniel Thomas and Colin Johnson. This is honestly, to me, this is an unknown. The big thing though is the guys who we kind of passed on. Like instead of Kayvon Chason, we could have gotten Justin Jefferson, which would have been awesome. Even at pick number 9, there were a couple, I forget who, but we could have gotten an elite left tackle there. So, when you look at it that way, it could not look as good. But that was a good question, man. Well, how would you grade it? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I was on mute.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry.
How would you grade it? Yeah, I can hear you.
So with the Chason pick, I wasn't a big fan, especially when we picked him. So I'd probably give it a C just because I really wanted Justin Jefferson at that pick. Oh my gosh, I was not happy, but I'm definitely looking forward to this draft. I want Kadarius Toney. That's my big one. Obviously I'm a Gator fan, but I really want him.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Toney either.
The main question I was going to ask as well is, what do you think about Josh Allen? And do you think he can step up his role from last year when he wasn't playing as good?
I'm not too worried about Josh Allen. Honestly, I think I'm not too worried. A couple of guys that had down years were DJ Chark and Josh Allen. Those are two guys I'm not so worried about. I am worried about Kayvon Chason. I'm a little bit worried about him. But other than that, I'm also worried about Jawan Taylor too. He had a decent year his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
He took a step back last year. I mean, last year was just pathetic. Honestly, it was just not good. But when it comes to down years, I mean, I'm not worried about Josh Allen or DJ Chark. I think those guys are going to kill it this year as long as they're healthy.
Yeah, when we get Trevor, man, we're going to be dangerous. They're going to see.
It's gonna just take the top off of defense and finally give us, something to be threatening. I mean, because we've had a couple players here and there, and one thing that you notice about this offense, and a lot of it has to do with the combination of coaching and quarterback play, is that we don't ever have players that have back-to-back great years. We have to go back to Maurice Jones-Drew to find a player, at least on the skill player side of it when it comes to wide receiver, tight end, running back, that's ever had a back-to-back great year. I mean, hopefully James Robinson has another 1,000-yard season, but DJ Chark, he had a good year and fell off. Allen Robinson never really did it. Unfortunately, we've never had that. So hopefully that comes.
Yeah. I mean, this draft is so nice with a bunch of playmakers at wide receiver, at running back. We can definitely make a splash at that 25 pick and at the 33 pick. There's so many good guys out there.
Yeah, it's so much fun just to know the possibilities. And I mean, like I said earlier, man, we have 5 draft picks before the Texans even draft once. Like, if we're Texans fans, how do we get excited about this draft? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard. I couldn't imagine. But hell yeah, man.
All right. Thanks for accepting my call, man.
Of course, man. I appreciate you for staying on hold, and let's have fun on Thursday.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh my gosh.
But all right, man. I'll catch you later. All right. Shout out to him. B News in the building. What's up, B New? Tony P says Juwan had to be responsible for at least 10 sacks. Yeah, God, I don't know what happened. I I don't know what happened. It was strange. Hopefully Urban can bring the best out of him. We'll go to the next one. It looks like Walton's here. What's up, Walton?
Hey, Dalton, but that's okay.
Oh, your name's Dalton? That's my name too.
Yeah, Dalton. Yeah. So I think at 25, I don't know if you've seen his highlights or anything, but Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State, he's an offensive tackle that, I mean, that's the closest thing I've seen to Mekhi Becton, since he got drafted, obviously, I think a year or two ago. And obviously with Robinson on a franchise tag, I think that'll be definitely a good pick if we can't pick up more if he gets picked up earlier.
Yeah, my one and only mock draft that I've done on the channel, I did a live one, and that was actually my pick at number 25. So look at us.
Yes, I'm telling you, man, I think he's the most aggressive. He's just an absolute mauler on the offensive line, and that's really half the battle is finding someone who's aggressive and who's gonna, if someone's on the ground, they're gonna lay on top of them and keep driving their feet. So.
And I'm glad you brought him up. That's an under-talked about thing, I feel like, at pick number 25. Like, we need, honestly, we need offensive tackle, or we need offensive linemen. And especially, left tackle, we have Cam Robinson on a franchise tag on a 1-year prove-it type of thing. And, this year it's either, if we don't get a left tackle, we're in a situation where it's like, all right, Cam Robinson, like, either you play your ass off and we can re-sign you, or we had to go into next year and potentially have no left tackle and have to draft one early on. And really, it'd be nice, like, if we just pick one at number 25 that's, like a Tevin Jenkins, then all of a sudden next year we're going to be cheap on the left tackle side. We don't have to give, we don't have to overpay for Cam Robinson, and then we can also get cheaper on the offensive line. So it's an under-talked about really player, but, we'll see.
And also, I don't know if people remember, but like with Dallas, when they were contenders a few years ago, the reason they were such contenders is because they had such a great offensive line. And obviously they had Zeke, but at the same time, when you have an offensive line like that, it doesn't matter if you have Zeke or, whoever, anybody can run behind that offensive line. So, and on top of that, I think they had like a rookie, Dak Prescott, and they're making him, look great. And also my next thing I wanted to talk about is, like, I don't know why, maybe just because I hate the Gators, but I don't know why Jacksonville has such a, like, they feel so obligated to draft a Gator every year and like a high pick. You know what I mean? It's always CJ Henderson, or it's a Dante Fowler, or it's I don't know. Like, I feel like they always have to go the Florida way for some reason. I don't know if it's just the front office scouts them the most, but it seems they always go Florida for some reason.
I don't think they feel obligated. It just always seems like the way the draft board works. Like, if you see our most recent ones, like Dante Fowler Jr., he was mocked to us a lot there, and they needed edge rushers. And then next up, they, like Taven Bryan was obviously, that was total Tom Coughlin move. That was a Tom Coughlin guy. Then CJ Henderson, that's another one where it's like, you can kind of understand that, and he was also kind of being mocked there a lot. And honestly, like, the draft fell to us weird last year, where there were a couple guys, like Derek Brown got poached before that pick. Then I remember CeeDee Lamb got poached before the Caleb on Chason pick. I don't think that it's, something where they're stuck on having to draft all these guys. I just think, unfortunately, that's just seems like the way it works.
I just remember, I remember going into last year's draft, and whenever they said CJ Henderson, I don't know if I just didn't do my research, but I was absolutely shocked. Like, I did not expect CJ Henderson at all. I knew we needed a corner, and that was a position need. But honestly, I think I overvalued them, and obviously they're wide receivers. But I love CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy. Yeah. But like I said, like, they are wide receivers, so they can't. It's hard for them to go that high. But for me in college, they were such big playmakers that I thought they could have gone that high.
Yeah, and we definitely had to see, but man, it's hopefully, CJ Henderson has all the talent. I just think it's all the mental, man. Like, what is he, like, how, because I don't know, he's a little bit sketchy up there, and I don't know. It's I hope the best for him. I really do, and I hope he doesn't turn out to be, a bust. But man, like, if we look at it, and Taven Bryan obviously hasn't worked out. what's it called? The Jawan Taylor had a bad year last year, and if if
Right.
CJ Henderson doesn't work out, then it's like, man, maybe we do have to reevaluate stuff.
Right. Third thing is the Tyson Alualu. How much did that surprise you that he would sign or verbally sign and then back off of that and then go back to?
It surprised me. I mean, you just don't ever see stuff like that happen. You know what I mean?
Ever, yeah. I've never seen that. Like once I read the report, I was like, I thought he was done with whatever he said he was signing in the first place. Like I thought he already signed, but I guess he didn't put pen to paper yet.
Yeah.
And then one last question is like in free agency, I kind of like the way we spread out our money and stuff like that. But the guys that we brought in for D line, I didn't really like. It's a lot of unproven guys. So I was wondering your insight or what you thought about that, because obviously it's about, like Urban said, like building your D line and then going backwards. But like the guys we brought in, they're not proven at all yet. So.
Yeah, I think Roy Robertson Harris and Malcolm Brown have done a decent amount. I think we just got really just a bunch of guys to go there because, I mean, man, the defensive line last year was just awful, and they were pretty much all replacement level players, especially after Josh Allen got hurt. It was just bad, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just had to get a bunch of bodies in there, and I don't think we're done yet. I think we're going to add a lot in this draft too. But, I mean, when you look at it, man, Devon Hamilton, he got hurt last year in the middle of last year, and he was good while he was in there. We also got Josh Allen coming back. Hopefully, Caleb on Chason does a little better. Then all of a sudden you look at it, and it's looking a little bit better. We just have to hopefully avoid the injury bug, which is, I mean, it's hard to do that, man. I mean, we've done it before. In 2017, we had that crazy run. The only player that really got injured on defense was Telvin Smith for a game. But, I mean, we had the luck of injury on our side. And I know that's something that Urban Meyer has actually mentioned in press conferences, and that's that, look, our health hasn't been good. I've been studying how to do this, so hopefully he can find some kind of regimen to where players aren't just dropping like flies every week.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate it, bud.
Of course, man. Hey, thanks for calling in.
Of course.
All right. We had the same name. It showed up on the thing as Dalton, so I know as a Dalton myself, it can be frustrating when people call us Walton, definitely. We will get into the next caller. It looks like we have Steven on the line. What's up, Steven?
It's Terrence, but thank you.
Terrence, okay. My caller screening isn't doing so good on picking up names. So what's up, man?
Yeah, I was wondering your favorite aspect on Trevor Lawrence's game, first of all. And then second of all, I was wondering if we could do like a mock draft live to the members.
Yeah, let's. We can definitely do that. We can. Yeah, we'll get that going for sure. We'll do after this, just so everyone knows, man. After this, we're doing a members only live stream where we're going to. I guess what we can do is we can do a mock draft, man. I'd love to see what you guys think.
And what's your favorite aspect of Trevor Lawrence's game?
Honestly, I think when you look at him, one thing that I really like is the fact that he a lot of times will take, like, because I've seen a lot of times where like there's easy throws that are like 5 to 6 yards like beyond the line of scrimmage where you can throw there and get an easy touchdown. But man, there are times where like he'll throw the ball kind of deep in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown on a contested ball. Like he's not a guy that's afraid to sling it. Because last year, one thing that drove me nuts about Gardner Minshew was just throwing the ball under. It's like not taking risks, and it's not even about taking risks. Like there were guys wide open deep downfield that he just wouldn't throw there. He would just decide to take the under, and it's like, man, like that's not what Patrick Mahomes does. That's not what Aaron Rodgers does. Like I mean, there's points where it's like, there's times where it's like, okay, don't force it. But man, like Trevor Lawrence can just fit the ball in these unbelievable windows. And, I also just like how, he comes on the field and you can tell that he knows that he's the best player on the field. And we need that swagger, because I've seen way too many times where guys just come out there, they're not confident, and it's not fun, man. That's the long answer to that question.
All All right, man. I'll see you guys during the member-only stream.
Absolutely, man. See you then.
All right, bye.
All right. Shout out to him. And we had another member join. We got DTWD Duval joining the Cub level. Big shout out to you, my man. Drop your Duval emojis down below, man. Really appreciate that. We'll get on to the next call. Try to fit as many people in here as possible. We've got the famous Steve Boston in the building. What's up, Steve?
Hey, not too much. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, I told you a couple days ago I'll be doing this, and here you are, man, showing up as expected.
Well, you kind of got lucky because my wife just got home, so she can take over watching the kids. So you got lucky there.
Oh, there you go. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Yeah, I got two monsters, so
yeah.
NFL got nothing on those two.
I don't have it yet, but you know, when the day comes, I can relate, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that one.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, enough with that. It's football time.
Absolutely.
I heard, two callers ahead talking about Tevin Jenkins, and I don't disagree. We should take offensive line. Now, not at 25? No, because instantly what Urban Meyer said at the press conference, he wants those first 4 picks to make an impact.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, it's not a sexy pick, and it's not going to make an impact, especially when we put Cam on a franchise tag. So we know he's playing. But then again, I know we're drafting offensive linemen because that chapter 2 in the hunt, they were talking about offensive linemen. But then you got to figure what? We got Cam on a franchise tag. Norwell's on a contract year. AJ Can's on a contract year. We got 3 guys that might not be here next year.
Yeah.
And Jawan Taylor hasn't found himself yet. Apparently, he had a good rookie year, and he regressed last year. And I hope it doesn't happen with him because Cam, he did great his rookie year. But he got hurt. We didn't get that Cam Robinson anymore. But, like, Trevor Lawrence at 1, my mock draft I had Trevon Moehrig because Jared Wilson, he's not the answer at free safety. Mm-hmm. Sorry to say he's not. He holds his own a little bit, but he's not the answer. And all we have is Andrew Wingard as backup.
Yeah.
And let's face it, he gets picked on every time. And the only quarterback he did good against was Phillip Rivers. He retired.
I know.
The only quarterback you did good on is gone now.
I know.
So I think we definitely need to get him, in my opinion, because you get the best quarterback, you get the best free safety. In the first round, you got 2 of the best players at those positions. Now, at 33, I agree. You don't want to take that chance of losing out on Pat Freiermuth because somebody could jump up or take him before 45. And a lot of people don't even just say, I get it. Kyle Pitts is the best tight end like you've seen in generations, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't know that, also Pat Freiermuth, out of all the tight ends in this class, he has the best red zone. And that's definitely a plus we need is red zone because we don't really have any red zone threats besides Colin Johnson, who can jump up and get those 50-50 balls pretty much with ease. And, then I usually mock like 45, maybe get an edge rusher because they address the line in free agency, but they never – because all we got right now for edge rusher is Josh Allen, Kayvon Chason, and I'm assuming Jihad Ward, but I'm not sure if he's putting them as an outside linebacker or he's putting them on the line. That's kind of a gray area for me. I'm not sure where they're planning on putting him.
I think all over the place.
Definitely, that's what I've seen him do. I've seen him with his hand in the dirt and standing up. So I guess that's a variety there because Cullen likes to have a rotation, and we didn't really address edge rusher at all for the outside linebacker spot.
Yeah.
I mean, there was rumors they had Zoom calls with the edge rusher out of Texas, Joseph Asai, because Charlie Strong coached him. And I've seen tape on him. He's the real deal. I think he's like around 6'4" or whatever, and like 260 pounds coming at you from the edge. That's pretty good. But I think like around those positions, because a lot of people say Rondale Moore. In a way, I know I'm kind of skeptical just based on size, just because, you know, he's so small. How's he going to hold up?
Yeah.
Taking a lick over the middle, let's say by, I don't know, one of the biggest linebackers in the league, I guess. I don't know. And he just gets, basically he's the fly and he gets hit by a swatter.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
I'm a little bit worried about that too. But, I mean, at 45, I'm not as worried as I am at 25, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no, trust me, I agree. Like, and I agree, impact player that screams wide receiver all the way, and I do agree, but there are a little more pressing needs compared to receiver.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to get more offense this year, and I agree with that. But given the fact that they only addressed the line and, you know, got Shaq Griffin, we don't need a cornerback right away at all. I believe Urban could probably pull the best out of C.J. Henderson. I think it was just poor coaching, and he just wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's my mentality on that. Just they were so bad, he just lost all purpose of playing football.
Yeah, and I like
Plus he
your
got
mock
hurt all the
draft.
time.
The one thing that I always think back about is Urban Meyer says he wants a team that's going to be fast. It's going to play fast. And I look at it, and a lot of times you want speed and stuff on the offense. And we haven't done a lot to really add speed on the offense. I mean, outside of a guy like DJ Chark, who's fast, but not necessarily, he doesn't have that stop on a dime kind of elusiveness. There's really, I don't know if right now we're set and ready on the offense to really be as speedy as Urban Meyer really wants. So I wonder where we start to address that speed, and if there's guys, I know you study this stuff deep, is there guys in the 4th, 5th round that, you know, have that speed that you think can really contribute to the offense?
There's Marquez Stevenson. He's a speedster. And then there's the guy, I can't pronounce his name, from Iowa, because I know I would butcher it badly. He's a speedster as well. He's about 6'2", kind of a thin build, kind of.
Yeah.
Still a little less than 200. Speed demon. Stevenson, I forget which school he comes out of. He's a speed demon. Those two are pretty damn fast. They're running like low 4.3s.
Yeah.
And the kid from Iowa last year, I think, had 2 kick returns and a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, we do it the way your kind of mock draft kind of says, then all of a sudden 4th, 5th round comes and we just get fast guys. We just see those guys that can like run, and then all of a sudden they say, look, you have the speed. Now we're going to put you in a position where we can capitalize off of the speed.
Oh yeah. With those two guys, they were mostly utilized for speed. That's what they were mostly used for in their specific routes they ran. They ran the easiest ones, you know, the verticals, the simple posts, the simple slants, not really comebacks or anything, maybe a double move here and there. But it's kind of like the same thing with Tyreek Hill. Once they do that double move, or he's just going to outrun you. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah. That's
what they were used for, is nothing but their speed. They weren't the best route runners, but that can always be coached.
Yeah.
To run better routes. But if you want speed and receiver, I'd go those, or the kid from, I just remembered, Anthony Schwartz from Auburn. He's another speed demon.
Yeah.
He's running as fast, if not faster, than Tyreek Hill and Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
So you could definitely utilize him on basically sweeps and everything like that. Those are speed demons I could see us getting. But a lot of people forget, who haven't played the sport, there's 2 different types of speed. You got your track speed, and then you got your gameplay speed. A lot of guys play faster to what they run on a 40.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of times coaches will look at that. Okay, he ran the 40. Not that fast, but I'm looking at tape. He's running faster than I just saw him run.
Yeah.
So some people have better game speed than, just running a 40 showing you their track speed.
Yeah.
Like for me, James Robinson ran about a 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
But basically they compared on the 690 podcast, James Robinson to Maurice Jones-Drew. Out of all the time drills and everything, Maurice Jones-Drew only beat him in the 40. Otherwise, James Robinson beat him at every other drill.
Yeah.
So, and he said he wanted to work on his speed. So hopefully he gets that second gear everybody's looking for, and then we're pretty much set. But with the O-line, we did good run blocking, not pass blocking. Mind you, Minshew, yes, jumping into sacks. The giraffe neck, he doesn't move. And I think once the Pittsburgh game, Luton just lost his confidence. They should have yanked him out at halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we would have saw Luton come back at one point, because we benched each quarterback like twice. I would have liked to seen Luton at least maybe play against the Colts. You know what I mean? Get another chance in there.
Oh yeah, if he didn't play that Pittsburgh game, like put Glennon in for that game, has more experience. If they played that card, we could have used him, because you look at the Texans game where he debuted, he did damn good.
Yeah.
Had a few mistakes here and there, but, he's a rookie. And then in Green Bay against Aaron Rodgers and that, he did pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure, a few mistakes here and there, but once again, rookie. But once he went against a hardcore defense like Pittsburgh, confidence broken.
Yeah.
Right in half.
But
just basically like putting a cigarette on the ground and stomping it to death.
Hell yeah. But all right, Steve, I'm going to let you go. Guys, I did drop in the chat Steve's, if you guys, he knows a lot about football, man. If you guys want to follow him on Twitter, go ahead and hit that link there. Then I'm sure Steve would want to talk football all day with you guys for sure. But hey, Steve, I appreciate you for calling in, man.
Hey, no problem, man. Anytime.
All right, peace out.
Later.
All right. A lot of people liked what Steve had to say, so big shout out to him. We're going to go to the next caller. It looks like we have Jonathan on the line. Actually, real quick, I did get another membership. Shout out to Junior Jags Press for joining the Cub level. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to you. But we got Jonathan on the line. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, I've been watching you since 2018. I have a couple questions.
Let's hear it.
Just sorry for the voice if it sounds terrible.
Oh, you're good.
I've been seeing on the media that Urban Meyer released that he narrowed his top 3 picks to either Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, or Zach Wilson. I just want to know what's your opinion on that. Do you think he would try to change it up and pick Zach Wilson, or would he try to draft Trevor Lawrence?
If the Jaguars were drafting number 2 overall, Urban Meyer would not be here. I mean, he came here with the expectation of getting Trevor Lawrence, and that's what the pick is going to be.
Well, I mean, and also that, but also, I don't know what's this whole thing with the media with Trevor Lawrence. People are saying, he can't travel his way to the NFL level, or Urban Meyer is just a fraud, a fool's gold, and all that.
It's just people hating, man. I mean, it does get annoying because we all want to hear the national media kind of talk good about us and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they have nothing to do with what the Jaguars are going to do in the playoffs. And, we're going to get if we get there, it's going to be us laughing at them instead of them making fun of us, because Trevor Lawrence is, he's the best quarterback prospect to ever really come in here. And since he's going to Jacksonville, you have more people, it seems like, diminishing his name than they do like really praising him at all.
Another thing that I have a problem with is the fact of that I was really expecting a lot of splashes this free agency, and with the whole cap value, and we still are number 1 in the cap space. What do you think they could do next year? Like in next year's free agency, do you think they will try to pull some trades? Like if Cam Robinson doesn't really do well, could someone find a trade for him? Maybe get another pick for the third round, even maybe a second, or would they try to trade away Kadavion Chason or any other rookie from last year's draft that just could not make it?
It's hard to trade players, and we can't really trade Cam Robinson because he's going to be a free agent next year, and Kadavion Chason. You're not going to get enough of a return out of him if he continues to play like he did, so we might have to just kind of stick with him. But we have a lot of money in free agency, so we really don't have to do much trading. We can just go out and sign some of the best free agents and hopefully re-sign guys like DJ Chark and stuff like that on the team. So we still have the most cap space next year when we really see, okay, how do we do in the 2020 and 2021 NFL draft? Because we're going to hit some players, we're going to miss on some players. Maybe we look back on it and say, man, we did really good at the cornerback position, with getting a guy like CJ Henderson. We don't have to pick them, but then we look and we say, you know what? We didn't do very good on defensive end with Kadavion Chason. This is another draft pick that we need to spend on that, or even like we need to really sign a free agent there. And then it's really all about what we do in next year's free agency. It's going to be all about how the 2020 and 2021 draft classes work out.
Yeah, I can understand what you mean, but then at the same time, despite having some of the highest cap space, it was still kind of under or anticlimactic, if you could say, for how little was splash signings. Like, yes, the Shaquille Griffin and Marvin Jones and Malcolm Brown with the surprising, non-surprise trade from the Saints, despite because of the fact of they're gonna have to get away with some players.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I mean, I was really wanting the Jaguars to spend money. My biggest complaint is that I really wish we would have gone out and tried to get Hunter Henry or Jonnu Smith. But at the same time, I do give a little bit of respect to GM Trent Baalke for just kind of holding his ground and really setting his limit and not going with it, because it seemed like Dave Caldwell will just let the numbers rise and rise and rise, and even Tom Coughlin. And that got us in a lot of trouble later on, man. We were in cap hell and all that stuff. So it's a lot. It's tough.
Yeah, I know. It's just, like when I first heard of Trent Ball getting hired, I was kind of like, well, could he maybe change? I mean, like what happened with 2012 with the 49ers, and then he somehow hold his ground and not do such a terrible job as compared to certain other manager last year that we wish he would not have stayed.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta ask you, man, how old are you?
I'm currently 14. It's just I'm on quarantine right now.
No, I'm about to say, man, I love it, man. You sound like me when I was a kid, man. I was so into football when I was 14 years old, and
Yeah,
I mean,
I
for
was
your age,
actually
man, you know a lot
watching
about
you
football.
back in the 2018 season.
Awesome. Yeah, that's does your last name start with a B by chance?
No, it starts with an M.
Okay, because I remember there was someone around your age named Jonathan. I was like, is this the same Jonathan? But yeah, that's cool, man. I know.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah, but hopefully by the time, because I'm 27, so you're 14, so we're both still pretty young. Hopefully by the time we'll get a Super Bowl before we're in
I'm
our
going to be
60s
watching
and
this
70s.
draft, maybe tune in, see how your reactions feel. And let's see what we'll do with the 25th pick. Will we trade up to the top 15? Should we try to get Kyle Pitts? Should we trade down like some of these other people are saying? Or will we just hold on and see what we could get?
Yeah, we will see, man. But hey, Jonathan, appreciate you calling in. I'm going to get to the next caller. But go Jags, my man, and keep that football passion going.
All right, let's go, Duval.
Hell yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one more call, and then I'm going to go ahead and end it and go on with my members-only stream. So sorry if you guys are I had 167 people try calling in today. That's unreal. But we'll go to this next caller. We got the 971. Hey, who's this?
Hey, it's George. I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Hey, what's going on, George?
I never saw your show that I recall. What's your name of your channel?
It's UCF Jaguar.
UCF Jaguar. Wow. I'm from Florida.
Oh, yeah? We're from
UCF.
Florida.
Is that in Orlando?
Yeah, it's in Orlando.
Is that
It's in
Orlando?
college. Yeah.
I went to junior college here. It was called Valencia Junior College in 1977. Ain't that a trip?
Hey, I know all about Valencia, man. A lot of people do the community college Valencia to UCF route.
So Valencia still exists? It's still there?
Yeah, man. Valencia's still here. They got multiple campuses, so they're they're still. Orlando's only gotten bigger since you probably left.
I was 17. I'm 60 now. That's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been about 43 years, so it's
like a whole lifetime.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy over here, man. It's property value's gone way up. There's not much more place to build, but that's what these cities do.
It was crazy when I was there. I can't even imagine now. It's insane now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's your name? You're the host. What's your name?
My name is Dalton.
Dalton. Nice to meet you, Dalton.
So what you got about the
UCF,
Jaguars, man?
huh?
Yeah, man.
UCF Jaguars and Jacksonville Jaguars. Which one?
I am Jacksonville Jaguars.
I thought that's what we were talking about. I'm just saying, the number one draft choices in the NFL, whoever's been a quarterback, number one draft choice, do they last 10 years, 20 years? The last 10? I mean, Brady, what was he? He wasn't number one. This whole thing's kind of sketchy about Trevor Lawrence. Like when it's a sure thing, it kind of scares me.
Yeah. I mean,
the number one quarterback draft choice go on to be famous?
I mean, Peyton Manning lasted a good amount of time, I would say.
Was he the number one quarterback, number one draft choice?
Number one overall.
Peyton Manning was?
Yeah. Number one in, I think, 1999.
Is that how far back we have to go for that to be a good thing to do?
I mean, what's the alternative? Should we wait till the fifth round to draft somebody?
You find a Tom Brady. You find the guy. I don't know if it's Trey Lance or that other dude. You get the right guy. I don't care who it is.
You're not going to get Trey Lance in the fifth round though, or sixth round.
I just don't like how it's automatic that it's got to be Trevor Lawrence first. I don't like how that's just like the media says that and that's it. And Urban Meyer doesn't even have a choice anymore. You have to do it. What's up with that?
The media doesn't say it,
Why
man.
is he automatic?
Look at the film, man. Trevor Lawrence is so much better than these other guys.
Well, I can kind of agree with that. I'm just upset because of Trask being the second, third round draft choice. I'm like, he's as good as Jones and this other guy. They're all playing in different systems. They have different levels of offensive lines and different talent around them. You're talking about a guy that's been surrounded by the most superior talent in college all his life, never faced adversity. It's all automatic. Other people have suffered adversity and shown through.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just thinking about longevity. Lawrence does sound kind of safe, I admit. Unless he gets hurt or something. He's good.
This guy Trevor Lawrence he has never lost a regular season game. This is college and high school. He took over one impressive thing about him. He took over as starting quarterback of his high school team as a freshman. You're talking about a 14-year-old kid playing amongst 17 and 18-year-olds. That 3 to 4 year difference in high school is huge, and he took over and he did the same exact thing.
That's true.
I mean, this guy has 4 losses in the last 8 years. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's hard to deny. He's like the LeBron James of quarterbacks so far.
Yeah,
he is. He's like the king so far. I'm just saying. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I feel your I feel because the Jaguar fans, we get a little bit cautious and like good things can't happen to us, but I'm not about to throw a wet blanket on this thing.
Yeah. Even if he didn't work out, Urban Meyer wouldn't be blamed. And there's no way he won't work out unless he gets hurt, you know?
Yeah.
And he's really not injury prone as far as what I've seen, so.
Yeah, the only way he can get, the only thing
He'll just throw the ball away.
The only thing that Trevor Lawrence might fail is that we would fail him in a sense that the Jaguars are just, I mean, if we're not a winning organization. Hopefully Urban Meyer he's a winning coach, so hopefully he can change that. But, you know, we just can't ruin the kid. And that's my only thoughts about him potentially failing.
I've been out of NFL football for years now. I got bored with it, but I'm going to start watching again next year because I actually care now to see what happens with some of these players, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I know they don't all get to start the first year, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But, hey, George, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to get over to the next call, but thanks for calling
Good idea. Happy days for Jacksonville and UCF.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man.
I love you.
All right, so that was George. Not the most popular person in the chat, but you know, it's I think I like him. All right, we're gonna go to one more caller. The auto screen says shut up. So 276. Who is this? Hello. All right, that's a dropped call. I'm gonna try to get the one more. Actually, real quick, we did have a couple donations. We had one from member of the channel, Devin. He says, do you think that Gardner Minshew will be traded this weekend for picks? I can't call him because I have a speech problem. Okay, it's no problem, man. I think there's a possibility of that. I don't, you know, we haven't really talked about that much. I think there's a very good chance he might go for a 4th or 5th round pick, maybe. A team like the Bears, maybe a quarterback doesn't fall to them that they like. Maybe they say, okay, like, we got to do something. We got to get Gardner Minshew. Similar to what happened with Josh Rosen a couple years ago. You know, there's a good chance. And maybe Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded this weekend too. Thank you for the donation, man. Really appreciate that. And also being a member of the channel. So we'll see with that one. We had one from Jay White, says Grandpa with a $2 donation. Grandpa played with a leather helmet. I like George. George got a lot of hate. He you know, I always like the you know, I like having a little bit of back and forth. I think it's good. But we're gonna go to one more caller, and then I'm going to you know, I'm gonna go to my next stream. We got Josh on the line, it looks like. What's up, Josh?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. I just kind of wanted to elaborate to some of the kind of newer generation fans that may be watching your channel today. I've been a long time Jaguar fan. I'm 35 years old. I've been to probably about 60 or 70 games or so. Most of those games were between the seasons of 96 and around 2001.
Oh, the glory.
And, you know, I got to tell you, man, the capacity of the stadium back then was somewhere around like 72,000 or 73,000 or so. And hang on just a second. I'm sorry. Kind of trying to chew my dinner. I didn't expect to get on.
Oh, you're good, man.
Probably the most intense game that I ever attended was that 99 championship game against the Titans. You would not believe the atmosphere. Like, you know, I've been to a lot of concerts, I've been to a lot of sporting events, but like in my entire life, I never experienced anything that was as intense as that one single game. You know, we had, you know, everybody that, you know, your viewers are aware of, you know, Brunell, Taylor, Smith, McCardell, Baselli, all those guys on defense. But, it was crazy. Like at 73,000 capacity, I swear there must have been more than that in there, because just like people were literally standing wrestling shoulder to shoulder, beating on signs. Like I kind of feel for the beer guy because people were just like buying beers just to throw them. I mean, it was kind of crazy back then, and that's an environment that the newer generation Jaguar fan has never experienced. So when people talk about the 12th man, and that's a big thing, and that's something that we haven't had in 20 plus years. It's kind of crazy to think about. When you look at a football game on TV, the atmosphere is completely different everywhere else except for here. It's kind of monotone, not a lot of excitement. So when you bring a quarterback that, is in the top 4 highest rated quarterbacks in the past 40 years, I mean, you're talking about something that could really invigorate the fan base, especially, if he comes right out the gate and wins a few games. I mean, it could be pretty intense. And, it's kind of similar when you think back to kind of when Tebow came out of the draft. A lot of people were vying for him, but this is like a completely different level because he has that popularity that Tebow had, but he also has the on-field. He kind of checks all the boxes where Tebow did not. So, I mean, I got to say, I've watched him over the past couple of years, and I mean, what can you say about the guy that should really, like, we should not go try and get him? I mean, there's a lot of money involved that Shad Khan, I'm sure, could get, but I mean, it's not really about that from the fan perspective. Dude, we need to see some intensity in the stadium, in the city. And if this guy comes out and he's like everything that he's advertised, I mean, it could be, something that we've never had before. So, I mean, just coming from a lifelong Jaguar fan, I mean, really never even got into sports until I was around 10, 11 years old, until the Jaguars came around. It's something to really see, and I'm really excited about it.
So I'm going to ask you a question because I was born in 1993, so I wasn't obviously mature enough to really live through the 90s era. And I always remember, like, 2017 was awesome, and I was at the Seattle Seahawks game at home, and that was just an unreal game, and also the environment for the Bills playoff games. Were you at any of those, and did those compare very well to each other?
I was not at the Seattle game, but I will tell you that I was watching that game at home, and I could see the intensity building as the game went on. And I literally, I told my girlfriend, I was like, hey, I'm about to jump in my car and I'm going to drive downtown just to kind of see what's going on, because I think it was right around the time that Keelan Cole caught that pretty long touchdown pass. Yeah. I mean, it started to get kind of out of hand as far as the player interaction goes. A lot of pushing, shoving, stuff like that. And then, for a regular season game, for traffic to be built up the way that it was, and I mean, the game was still going on. I mean, it goes a lot farther than the people you put in the seat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of my take on it. I truly believe that Florida, from all the way up and down, is never going to support a losing team. But as long as you can sustain a winning kind of longevity, there's going to be a lot of support.
Yeah, yeah, and Jaguars.
The company that I work for has a lot of products shipped from around the Tampa and Orlando area, and a lot of those guys are Tampa fans, and Tampa hasn't been a good team for a long time. Now you see these guys showing up to my job. They're all wearing their Tampa gear, Tampa hats, stuff. I mean, you wouldn't have seen that stuff 2-3 years ago. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how it is, man. But hopefully the Jaguars can do some of that too, because I'd like to get some more Jaguar fans out here. But we'll all know we were there from day one, and I always tell people we can welcome bandwagons, but we know when the Jaguars win a Super Bowl, like our happiness level they will never reach our happiness level from it because we went through all the bad times.
We got the best looking jerseys too, so you know what I mean. When it starts to happen, there's going to be a little trend. You know what I mean?
I know. I like the jerseys, and now teal's the primary. So I mean, I agree with you. A lot of people are hard. They think the jerseys are boring. I think the 2013 through 2017 jerseys made me appreciate simplicity, and I like where the jerseys are at right now.
They're pretty good. I mean, I would have to say, like, back in the Bortles years, the green tops were pretty cool. I did like those out of all the rest.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna check out of here because I got my youngins to take care of and all. But man, like you guys, like, I mean, honestly and truthfully, if this guy can come in here and win some games, you'll never see. I mean, it's like it's unreal. Like every NFL experience that you could possibly have can be experienced here as long as we can win consistently.
Yeah,
we can get to the playoffs. I mean, it'll be crazy.
Yeah.
And try getting around downtown if we're in the playoffs next year or the year after that. I mean, that stadium is going to be packed, and there's going to be a whole lot of revenue that comes in, and who knows, we may not even have to go to London to recoup some of the lost money.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But
so,
Josh, thanks so much.
I'm
for
gone,
calling
man.
in, man.
You have a good night, man.
Awesome, you too. Thanks so much for calling in. I'm gonna go ahead and real quick do this, confirm an end show.
We are sorry, but the show has ended. Goodbye.
All right, I went ahead and ended the call-ins. Thank you everyone for calling in today. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Oms with the $5 donation. He says, this guy isn't lying. I used to go to games in the 90s and always felt like we should win. A loss is super surprising and depressing, unlike lately. Yeah, I agree, man. Unfortunately, I've never been around where the Jaguars have had sustainable success. Like, last time the Jaguars had back-to-back winning seasons, I was probably, 12 years old or something like that. So I want to come back to that, man. I don't even need to win all these Super Bowls, man. I just cannot. Can you imagine going to the playoffs 4 years in a row and just having fun in November, December, and having a relevant team? That's really what I want to have. But all right, guys, I'm about to hop off of here. Definitely be sure to drop a like for me if you guys can. We have 132 people in here, man. If you guys want to continue the live streams, I'm about to do a members-only live stream right after this. So if you guys want, that's where we'll be. We'll be mock drafting. But thanks, everyone, so much for being here and calling in and doing all that stuff. Give me about 5-10 minutes to set the other thing up, and I will see you guys over there. Peace.